Hi you guys, welcome to Season That Ish. Today we're going to be making this delicious Chipotle lime chicken, and we're going to put that all together in a rice bowl, but obviously, this would be great on top of salads and in a sandwich, a lot of different things. So the first thing I'm going to do is the night before, I'm going to prep a marinade. And of course, in order to do that, I'm going to need a lot of lime, some jalapeno, some garlic, some thyme, and you can't see it now, but I'm also going to be using the chilies in adobo that you can get canned. There it goes, the chipotle peppers in adobo sauce. That's going to give it a really nice flavor. I'm also going to be using a little bit of liquid smoke because since we're going to be cooking it inside, I still want to give it a sort of grilled flavor, so liquid smoke really comes in handy for that. Next, I'm going to be adding in some vinegar and my limes, and that acidity is really going to help add balance and flavor to the chicken. I'm throwing in some parsley flakes because I usually tend to put parsley flakes in everything that I make, and I'm blending that up in my little magic bullet. As always, my exact measurements for everything that I use are going to be down in the description box, so make sure you check that out. So once I finished blending up my marinade, what I ended up doing was adding in some chicken seasoning. You can use straight up chicken bouillon cubes, that will work too, but I really like the flavor that this particular seasoning gives the food. I'm going to blend it back up just to make sure that it's all incorporated, and then I'm going to pour it into my cleaned chicken in a Ziploc bag. Spread everything out onto every piece of chicken, and I'm going to close that up, wrap it up, and put it in the fridge overnight. Now, this is what your chicken is going to look like the next day, and we're going to get started with our second layer of seasoning because this is Season That Ish. Our food is not going to be bland, okay? So I started off with some Goya seasoning. You can use the adobo kind or whatever kind that you have on hand. I'm adding in some garlic powder and some onion powder right on top. And even though we already have garlic in there, I think the garlic and onion powder is still necessary because it adds a nice layer of flavor, especially on the top layer of the chicken. I'm adding a little bit of cumin on top. And the next thing I'm going to do is add some paprika. Now the paprika is going to give it not just a little bit of flavor, but some really nice color too. One thing that's really important about this chicken is I want it to look like we made it on the grill. Next, I'm adding in my chili powder, and if you notice, a lot of the same ingredients that we use in our marinade are being used on top of the chicken now. This is really important because you're adding depth of flavor in so many different ways, and it'll make your chicken not boring, right? So I put some hot oil in the pan, and when I put my chicken down, it immediately started sizzling. And that's what you want to see because you want your chicken to form a crust and get really nice and brown without burning. As you can see, I'm just repeating all of the seasonings that we had put on the first side on this second side. So that way we get flavor on both sides of this chicken, so it's going to be delicious through and through. So then I flip the chicken. As you can see, that's the crust I was looking for. That is the crust that I was talking about. It's brown, it's crispy, it's delicious. A lot of that color is coming from the paprika and the chili powder, and I was just flipping it over so that you can see that it's that color on both sides. Now I'm cooking up my second batch of chicken, and the reason why I cooked in batches is because I just didn't want to overcrowd my pan. The pan that I was using was not big enough to fit all 4 pieces of chicken breast comfortably, and what happens is if you crowd your pan, you run the risk of really steaming your chicken, so you're not going to get that nice crust that you want, and you're not going to get the chicken looking as brown as you want it to. So if you have the time, I would say please cook your chicken in batches. Alternatively though, you can slice up your chicken, which is what I did another time, and cook it this way. That way it cooks way faster, it cuts down the time for you, and the pieces still get brown and delicious. Now, this is what the chicken looked like in the end for me. As you can see, we started off with 4 pieces and now we have 3 because I had somebody come and grab a piece before I had a chance to film. And I am just slicing it up and putting it in a rice bowl. Now I have a rice recipe on my channel where I show you how to make perfect rice every time, and that's the recipe that I used to make the rice for this bowl. I added in some beans, some corn, some jalapeno, and some salsa with a side of lime, and it was perfect. It was the perfect lunch to have, and I hope you guys try it. The chicken was bomb. Like I said, it's going to taste good in sandwiches, in salads, whatever you want to do with it, wraps, rice bowls, because I do know that that grilled chicken that you have for lunch every day can get boring. So please try this out. Let me know what you think, and don't forget to season that ish. And if you're still here, please hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't. I am putting out videos super regularly, 3 to 4 times a week. So let me know if you have any recipes that you would like to see, and I'll see you next time. Bye!